You are looking at one of the greatest memories of my life here in the Monterey Peninsula. This is Fisherman's Wharf, and I found my way down here, and I'm going to do a short walk and talk and bring you along for a visit to this beautiful place. It really is a special memory for me. I spent many a days and many a nights here at Fisherman's Wharf, and I'm going to just walk along, and as I do, I'll share some memories with you. It was it was here that I perhaps first fell in love with California, and I say that because when I joined the military, I took an aptitude test to see how I would fare as far as military occupational skills, which was an MOS, and I did well enough on the test that when I was done, the recruiter told me that not only could I choose the MOS of my of whatever I wanted to do, and I chose to be a medical specialist. Not only could I choose the occupation that I would do in the military, I could choose any duty assignment. I scored that high enough on the test. I hadn't risen my right hand at that time, so they really wanted me. And so he said any occupation I want, and any duty assignment that I wanted. Here is the plaque that greets you here. Old Fisherman's Wharf, Monterey's earliest pier of stone, built in 1846, gave way to a commercial fishing wharf in the early 1900s. Monterey's multi-million-dollar fishing industry was born. Despite many changes, the wharf today retains the tone and flavor of the past, a monument to the fishing industry and the fishermen who braved the wind and the sea. So when I found out that I could not only choose my military occupational skill, but additionally I could choose any duty assignment that I so chose, I asked him, I said, "What have you got in California?" And at the time, the only military installation in California was the Fort Ord, which was the home of the 7th Infantry Division. And Fort Ord is not too far off in that distance, probably about a 10 or 15 minute drive down Highway 1, or up Highway 1, I should say, rather. But I asked what did they have, and he said Fort Ord, and I said, "Sign me up." And I had never heard of Monterey before, I'd never heard of Carmel before, but nonetheless I thought that I would give it a shot if it was in California. To a kid growing up on the shores of Lake Erie, anywhere west of the Mississippi at that time sounded really good, and probably about as good as this taffy right here. Look at all of that taffy. The young guy is pouring there in the barrels. But I thought to myself, how could you go wrong, California? And when I came out here at probably about February. So I show you some of the delectables you can get here: prawn cocktail or oyster cocktail. Look at that. Crab and shrimp, calamari. But when I came out here, it was actually February, about that time of year, and the temperature here year-round is cool. As a matter of fact, the temperature right now as I'm walking and talking is all of about 62 degrees. But when I came out here, it was nothing but wind and rain and wind, rain. It was wet. It was just miserable. And I didn't venture off the post. Didn't venture very far off the military post, Fort Ord, for the better part of a week. And I remember calling home and telling my mom time and time again, you know, what did I do? You know, I wanted my mom to work her magic and somehow or another get me out of the military. But you know, as I soon came to learn, the term GI stood for government issue. And by the time that I had made it to Fort Ord, I no longer belonged to my mom. I belonged to the government, and I wasn't going home anytime soon. So I was somewhat miserable, and I remember that. Oh, look at this! I don't know which one's got the better. Clam chowder? Yeah. Does he have clam chowder? Who's got the better clam chowder? You do? You've got the better clam chowder? You know, if my dad were here, he would say, I'll have the soup. My dad, he used to always like the soup. Yeah, he passed away. This is the clam chowder? Look at that. Did you make this?
Yes, I did with love.
You made this yourself, huh? Wow, you're joking. Yeah, you're joking. All right, you have a sense of humor. So what's the name of this place? This is Krabby Jim's Seafood Restaurant here on the wharf. But I'm gonna taste some of this. Boy, that is good. That is really good. Now look at some of this.
We have a kids menu, comes with a drink. This is the place, guys.
Look at that. I don't know what that is, but it sure does look good. Look at all of this stuff. Boy, that all looks really, really good.
You have the clam chowder in the bowl?
Grab yourself a little.
In the bread, then?
Yeah.
All right. So now this gentleman here, he's got probably what I'm gonna get. He's got the bread bowl going on there. You know, they'll put the clam chowder in a nice big bowl like that, and that's always good. But I came down here to the wharf one night. I took a bus down here to Fisherman's Wharf. I took a bus down to Monterey, and I wandered my way over here to Fisherman's Wharf, and I was wanting to go home awfully bad. And then I walked down to the end, and I'll show you what I saw down at the end, perhaps, that just changed my mind and my life forever. Look at that. Nice roasted garlic. Boy, this all looks really good. I bet that Sue Smith is watching this video right now in the comfort of her home back in the villages, and she's probably saying, Skipper. Her husband's name is Skipper. Turn on Tom TV. I want you to take me. I want you to take me to Monterey. And all along here. Now this is one of the things that you might see in the water there. Those are little sea otters, which are just really, really cute. They'll eat, go down and eat sea urchins. But boy, it's good. Local special, crab Louis. What do you have? More clam chowder?
Clam chowder.
How come nobody samples the shrimp? Huh?
Right there.
Oh, I can try it, huh? All right, there's the shrimp, and look at that crab.
It's a Dungeness crab.
It's a Dungeness crab.
Here's a free appetizer card for you.
No, thank you. And you can go whale watching, which I've done here. I think I actually went whale watching with none other than the ever so beautiful Mercedes when we came down here. What a beautiful night it is here in Monterey. Absolutely gorgeous.
Get your table, folks.
Domenico's.
Domenico's on the
Domenico's,
roof. You eat good.
Domenico's.
Everything's fresher.
Everything's fresh?
We catch our own seafood, make our own pasta, get our own vegetable.
Really?
39 years on the wharf.
Wow. And you probably have clam chowder, don't you?
Anything you want. Steak, lobster, name it, we got it here.
All right. Steak, lobster, you name it, we got it here. But anyway, so back to my story. It was a February evening, and I was just missing home, missing Cleveland, and I came down here to Fisherman's Wharf, and I was feeling awfully sorry for myself, and I was walking along, and I came to right about here. I don't know if it was this exact spot or not, but I looked down in the water, and of course I'm not going to see one now, but there were sea lions swimming around here in the water, just barking away and waiting to be fed. And that was all I needed to see. I'd never seen something like that in the wild. Seen it like that in the zoo many a times, but never in the wild. And I was in love with California, and for the most part, I still am. Here's what they've been seeing in the water: humpback whales. Monday 7/1. Today they were seeing humpback whales. And I'll take you up to the observation deck here. Boy, that is some good soup. Go up and check out the view. And here's the view that you'll see. And I see sometimes it's hard to discern whether it's a sea otter or a seal. And my best guess is that I'm looking at a sea otter out there in the water. Looks like it's relatively small enough. It's just kind of hanging out on its back. Sure enough, I think that's a sea otter, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but maybe I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, maybe not. All right. So Fort Ord is just off in the distance there, or actually maybe it's off in the distance right about there. So that's your walk and talk of the Fisherman's Wharf here in Monterey, and just down there is the Cannery Row, made famous by Steinbeck. So have a great day or evening or wherever, whatever time of day it might be as you watch this.